Welcome to Factorio Space Age Deathworld Marathon Episode 43. We are on Vulcanus, we are spinning all of the plates, multitasking all of the things. We're working on, slapping our module upgrade build with a big upgrade planner. All of these modules, it's also still a Deathworld, Novice doing wall things, we don't care. We've got places for the next couple of hundred modules we build to go, which is the best place because it means they're immediately valuable. We're also trying, these bots aren't part of the upgrades. These are just what happens when we try and build bulk inserters on the other side of the mall. We should probably move these closer. This would save like 30 bot trips per bulk inserter, never mind. We're also trying to scale the science. We've got this blue science build over here that isn't actually a super high priority to get built. We've got some more silos in this chest, so let's drop some more silos around the place. This pump jack hates that location, but we could just throw them over here. Some of these are uncommon, and they've also got awful modulings. I think we would much rather have, let's go to the map for this, because then we can pick out the efficiency modules we've got, because we don't really need the productivity, and we don't really need this much speed, and this is also still the wrong speed. And then can we just move this moduling around the place? But this one's an uncommon silo, so that's kind of awkward. And then can we upgrade these speed modules? Thanks. And then we need to do, the same thing for all of these guys. And then, upgrade planners. We should have all of these efficiency modules. Actually, we don't have all of these beacons yet, do we? Never mind. Other things that are happening over here include... I've got all of these turbines in my inventory because I was upgrading some of them to rare out in the fields, and I think we just, get rid of these. We're trying to recycle these anyway. This is going to struggle, isn't it? There's too much in these chests and actually not enough rare stuff, and this inserter could have an upgrade. We're going to pivot this to rare turbines for a bit and hopefully not forget about it, but we probably will, and this chest is probably still going to be a problem. I don't know why there's gears and stone in there. And this sort of plan is how we are upgrading the beacons, and we are struggling for chips. Is it because of bots? It's not because of bots. We are just consistently using about 1,000 logibots. But we've got some speed beacons in the middle of these things. We need to... we've upgraded all of these electromags to rare, and we've beaconed them harder, and so this increased speed. We're paying a little bit of quality because we've got a speed beacon in the middle of it, but we're getting a whole lot more crafting speed out, which I like, which is the plan. But we have not bumped these requests, and we probably also should be bumping these requests to make sure we bring enough stuff over, and then probably also the coils. And I have noticed that the steel is, we're going to move that kind of request. Actually, this is going to be the same request for all of the common quality beacons. The uncommons are going to have a different problem, but they also should be getting most of their stuff from these recycling chests, which are not yet full. Things to keep an eye on. And I have noticed that the steel was also kind of struggling. This guy over here, we're upgrading some of the modules, but we also don't have any spare steel, and I think we might also be struggling for steel at quality. We upgraded this foundry? We did. Let's put... There's kind of space right here for it, isn't it? Especially if we can just connect this pipe. But I think for this I want to take one of... I think I want this steel to happen at quality. And then we can use these epic bulk inserters because we don't have any particular plans for using epic stuff. Most of the stuff we are shipping around between planets to upgrade to stack inserters is the rare stuff. And then I think I think we're going to have problems with different qualities of this stuff backing up, but also whatever, don't care, moving on. The other big thing we are doing, we've got all these... We upgraded the foundries. We did not upgrade the modules inside these foundries, which is interesting, and I think we should. So let's get the upgrade planner, and yeah, we're not upgrading. Wait, did I see there are still efficiency module 1s down here? That's wild. Okay, yeah, get this upgrade planner. This isn't even what we wanted to be doing in the intro. Never mind. There are other things we are also multitasking that we wanted to be talking about the multitasking thereof. Is this on a ship? Yeah, Becky, you'll be fine. Any efficiency modules of less than rare quality, because we happen to have a whole lot of rare efficiency modules, because that's one of the things that are coming out of the machine. And then we've got the beacon upgrades in there as well. Okay, great. Upgrade all your efficiency modules and speed modules as well, and then you guys also get to upgrade your efficiency modules. I think with all of these quality upgrades, we're not going to be using that much more power grid, but with the new blue science build and the new silos, we might be. And then, yeah, we're going to have problems kicking out as much stone as we're trying to deal with. That's going to be a problem that we're going to solve later. Yeah, one of the other things that's happening on Vulcanus is currently not happening because we have enough blue chips. That's fine. And we're upgrading a bunch of blue chips. Yep, this is where some of the module quests are going, and where we've got... Why are you taking from here? Do we not have green chips in any better location? That's wild. Yeah, we're upgrading a bunch of blue chips to rare, and we're getting some other qualities out as well that I don't necessarily have plans to do anything with, and we're using these for module upgrades. We're making speed module 1s and speed module 2s and a variety of other module 1s without quality. We could be doing this better, couldn't we? Especially when you have a surplus. We can take off this input priority and then make sure we're still pushing it into the build that wanted it, and then have all the red chips over here so this belt can be more full, and then we can use the same upgrade planner to get... Actually, this is going to upgrade some belt as well, isn't it? And it's also going to upgrade some inserters. But because it's a specific red to blue upgrade planner, we can hit all of this stuff again and not worry about accidentally upgrading belt to green. So that's going to get some more coverage over there, and then we should get, yeah, more speed modules out, because we did in fact want more speed modules, and we're trying to get uncommon silos. Oh well. And then, yeah, the same trick over here where we are... I did want a different beacon here, didn't I? I think in these we wanted... Okay, first of all, if we get some legendary quality modules, be upgrading those speed modules, and then also... You've got space. You guys have run out of space. Yeah, just give you some more space to keep ticking over, and then I think these beacons, I actually decided that I probably had some number of legendary speed 2s sitting around, which I think is what we're going to use in these beacons rather than the epic 3s, because I don't know that we need that much speed, and also the legendary 2s will do a better job of not hitting the quality so much. So we've got 20% quality, minus, we're losing like a 7th, maybe an 8th of our quality, oh well, but we are getting some huge crafting speed. Oh, these are not even rare electromags. We've since boosted these to rare electromags. We have. I don't know how many rare electromags we have sitting around, but the speeds and the quality upgrades, let's boost to rare. Okay, some of them already were. We apparently do not have that many rare electromags around. That is one of the things we need to manage. And yeah, you might be wondering if we are upgrading... Yeah, we're making a bunch of speed module 2s, making a bunch of prod mod 1s, upgrading these to 2s with quality, and then combining them, for example, here with their off-planet parts, and here with their off-planet parts. And we're upgrading rare blue chips separately. Would we not need to also upgrade rare red chips separately? And why isn't that happening? And the answer is we definitely do. The previous thing we were doing, we happened to have a surplus of a couple hundred, well, yeah, a couple tens of thousands of rare red chips, but we do need another rare red chips build, for which I have created this monster, which is similar in concept to the blues and what we're already seeing. We've got the speed beacon in the middle of these modules, we've got a bunch of recyclers, we've got yeah, we actually need to stack all those inputs. So this is the blueprint we will use to make a whole lot of red chips with quality. But it doesn't really fit anywhere. It's kinda long, and maybe we can get away with not doing it yet. And also maybe we can get foundation first and get some of this stuff out of the way. And also I kind of wanted to multitask some other things with that as well. So we might come back to that later. We've got all of these guys, yeah, all of these guys with their rare speed 2s. That's probably fine because we aren't actually... yeah, we're just not getting enough of the inputs out of this stuff also because of the rare chips. Okay, fine. So, yeah, we're multitasking that build. What does it actually take to make Foundry? Make Foundry, make Foundation. All of this stuff actually pretty accessible. The stone we've got here for free, we were trying to dispose of it. The tungsten plate, yes. Carbon fiber, lithium plate. We do have in orbit cobalt core that is actually not producing quantum processors because of a lack of rare carbon fiber. So we're going to need to send you back to Gleba. Carbon fiber, we do not have carbon fiber. Gleba probably has that carbon fiber. We do have, yeah, about 2,000 quantum processors that have just kind of built up. Go to Gleba. Do that now. We will then bring you back to Vulcanus because we've got some other stuff to prepare as well. And then we want to take this ship. Yeah, I was going to swing back to Aquilo, pick all of this stuff up. But other things we are multitasking with that include, yeah, over here we were talking about bringing in all of the off-planet materials. We're currently just doing that with rare, and so the epic quality module 3s and the legendary quality module 3s are a little bit sad because we're not importing this stuff, but I reckon we probably have some of it on Fulgora, so I reckon we just go over there and grab that. And then the other thing to do is, yeah, these rare upgrades for these electromags are not a thing yet, and I believe that we probably have. Let's just add a personal logistics section for common electromags, and let's see if we can get 60 of these things, because I believe they are probably sitting around in the network somewhere. Storage 46 on the way, 60. Okay, so we're going to take these back to Fulgora. Fulgora, we also wanted to change the way we were mauling these as well. Yeah, and then other things we were doing that we are kind of multitasking with this. Nauvis is pretty fine. We've got a couple of epic biolabs with their full legendary set of prod mods. We aren't making enough science to get through the rest of this, but we are making science at, you know, the rate we've been making science for a while now, but we want to upgrade. Yeah, this is what we are going to support with the Vulcanus Blue science, and then we also need to have a beaconed plan for these labs, which is probably going over here so we can snap it off the logistics network and do things with dedicated logibots. Another fun thing we've got is, yeah, the way we have calcite coming in from space. We have these requests are not present. We are actually not, because I was going to do that a different way. Yeah, we need to be requesting the prod mod 2s and the upgraded chips, which I thought we had, but we did it a slightly different way, so we're not. And then we have at the moment full automation of these prod mod 3s at least rare quality through a bit of a weird collection of tricks, actually using things from every planet. We import them to Nauvis. We put the prod mod 2s. Oh, we're out of prod mod 2s. Okay. Yeah, put these requests back. We do have prod mod 2s at rare quality around the place. Yeah, we'll use this group instead. We have mucked around with these a bit, and we apparently need to muck around with it some more. That's fine. Multitasking. Yeah, we make the Prod 2s at rare quality on Vulcanus. We go and put them on this train with some landmines and with some bioflux from Gleba. We then have this train go all the way over here through this little hole in the fence to this little outpost, where we manufacture them into Prod Mod 3s, again with a bunch of quality, and then this train accumulates. Yeah, we're running low on Prod Mod. We're running low on Prod Mod 2, so we are not building these at the moment. Interesting. Because we are low on Prod Mod 2s, we need to get more Prod Mod 2s in here, otherwise the eggs that we are making will back up and hatch and explode. And so that'll be a little bit of a problem for them. We will be fine. We have all the defenses in place. And then, yeah, then this train goes back to kind of the main Nauvis section, and then we can fire the modules into space again. So we have, I think even Cobalt Core has this. Yeah, we're requesting Prod Mod 3s in from Nauvis. This is a product that actually uses every product from every planet and then fires it back into orbit again, and then we can take it to wherever it wants to go, which is great. Yeah, we are running these processes again, which means we have picked up the carbon fiber, which means we also wanted regular carbon. I think we just add that here. Carbon fiber at normal quality. Get yourself, say, 2000 carbon fiber at normal quality, which is only just, maybe that's the size of the chest we had storing it. And then we'll be able to use this to make, yeah, we've got a ton of space. That aspect is fine. I did also want more stuff to make more cryo chambers in Aquilo, and we've got most of this already, and that's mostly a thing we need to pick up from Falgora, which we can do on the way, because we wanted to, multitasking point number 1, take... Why do I not have... Oh yeah, I do, I have these uncommons. Why do I not have... I don't understand where those have gone. We should not have built them anywhere. We wanted to launch them into space, but we have not launched them into space. We are not trashing them here at all. We have 46 electromags somewhere. Oh, were we not standing? Were we standing between logistics supplies? On the way? Yeah, okay, so now we're getting them delivered. That's fine. Cool. So we can fire those into space when the ship gets back here. Is the ship on its way? Has it got the... Okay, we are satisfied. Come back to Vulcanus. And then we want to... Did we want to set up the foundation yet? Not really. It kind of didn't matter because we didn't have the other stuff. But we will want to... Does foundation can be built in any of these things. So let's see if we can... Where are we making cliff explosives? Because I want to check what barrels are doing versus... Oh, right here. It was already on the screen. We are not putting barrels in the logistics network, which is good, because I wanted to be able to do... Yeah, if we are making this stuff, probably in the logistics network, then we are going to want a guy that will empty these barrels, and then we want to request these barrels, and then connect this stuff with... What do I have? Only rare and uncommon pipe. Quality things, sure. Yeah, probably only ask for, say, 100 of the barrels at once, but then we can have Cobalt Core drop all of these barrels on Vulcanus, and then... Yeah, I think we are going to want a tank. Do we have a tank somewhere? Oh yeah, we also have perpetual acid problems, as we are talking about not having... And then electric engines. Electric engines because we are not making engines because we don't have the steel. We noted the steel problem already, so that's a quirk. I wanted a tank because I wanted to be able to... Where did we put it? Multitasking. Tank all of this stuff, and then we're also going to need to put the barrels out somewhere, and we're going to need, yeah, inserters of some kind to do this stuff. We cannot... We can speed and efficiency module these things, but it doesn't actually matter. So we're going to forget about it. And then we can have foundations somewhere, and then we need to request these other parts. I think at the moment we are requesting... We are just trashing stone over here. So I think we copy this dude. Also put... Actually, this is just going to be the stone request right here, isn't it? Why are you not... you are. You are just waiting for these tanks. We must have tanks. We don't have tanks? Am I handcrafting tanks? Is that how this works? Handcraft some tanks, whatever, we'll be fine. Also... Okay, let's... On Cobalt Core... Things we are doing to just manage our international mall stuff. And I think we do this... It's actually going to conceptually be in the Quantaproc ingredients group, isn't it? Because it's going to be the only thing we've got that's going to move between planets like this. We're actually going to want to import barrels from Vulcanus. Like a whole bunch of them. Okay, great. And then we are also going to want to import normal quality electromags from Vulcanus. And we are also going to want to import rare quality electromags from Valgora, because that's how we are running this now. And it needs to be... The reason it needs to be in this group as opposed to any of the other mall groups is that most of the ship routes we have go Nauvis to Vulcanus to Gleba to Nauvis, or Nauvis to Fulgora to Gleba to Nauvis, to reduce the time that any particular piece of Gleba science takes to get to the labs in Nauvis. And we don't have, other than the ships that also go to Aquilo, we don't really have anything that does all 5 planets. And so that's why we're going to put these requests in a kind of weird group. But having done that, I think we want to, yeah, not actually be requesting these at all. Logistic spots are not a thing that I hugely use. And then we've still got, I believe we should be leaving enough. I believe we should be leaving. We still don't have these guys powered. Is there a pole missing in here? How are you... Oh, you're outside of logistic range. That's what that is. Very normal problems for you to have. Yeah, we'll just blast these through the middle as well. If we have these, we'll leave them. If we don't, we will upgrade them all to rare. And some of these guys get built immediately. That's fine. Okay, I wanted to yeet all of these things up to carbon core. Yeah. This only needs requests at this point, doesn't it? It needs requests, and it needs these items, which we have here, but we do not have in the network. So let's do the same thing. We are going to filter for the normal quality stuff, and all of these have quite large limits, even though it looks like they're pulling away from the science, because when the science stops, these will kind of back up with all of the uncommon quality stuff that we don't want. So that's why these... Okay, we don't need limits that are that big. That's why these limits are quite large, even though we don't need that much stuff. It's just so that we've got a bit of a buffer to continue with while the science runs. And then, yeah, upgrading... I don't know what we're doing with the epic stuff. Whatever. So this needs some requests set. That's not going to be so interesting. We can do that off camera. We need to go to Fulgora to upgrade a bunch of electromags and also get a bunch of other component parts. And then do we have... We still don't... Oh yeah, because this is the electric engines because of steel thing. But do we have... We are actually making enough steel to put it in the network. Partly, yeah, partly the problem is, oh, we've got long-handed inserters also automated over here, and probably have some legendary ones. Yeah, grab me one of these legendary long-handed inserters, and use these legendary ones to get the steel out this side. And then I think we can we also do... Here is a place where we could also just drop a... If I can find a request chest. Where's the request? We must have request chests that I can queue somewhere. Yeah, here we can also just request another 400 steel to top that up if we are short, because we also, yeah, the solar panel construction is up here, the engines are up here, the, yeah, other things that might like some steel are up here. Okay, and then I think we just get rid of these, have some regular quality silos in here, and yeah, go on our little tour to Gleba. Not to Gleba, we've already been to Gleba. Go on our little tour. Oh wait, these needed to be launched. Cool, good job. I am realizing now that we got some, but not all of the barrels. We would have enjoyed getting more of the barrels because that would help us get stuff from Aquilo, but I also... Actually, what is the rocket capacity? 20 stacks. What are the full ones? 10 stacks. We are going to... Oh, we probably have more barrels on Aquilo. It's probably fine. Yeah, we have enough barrels on Aquilo to do that loop a bit, and we can fill up our tanks and get more barrels of stuff, and it'll be fine. Yeah, Aquilo is pretty happy. I think we do, yeah, we want to take some more reinforced concrete so we can get out some more cryo plants. We could be doing this with a cryo plant instead, but we're getting, you know, some quality of these things out. We don't really need many of these. We've got all the lithium we need for foundation just sitting around, which is kind of nice. We've got a whole lot of lithium sitting around for quantum processors. That's kind of nice. Oh, we are on Fulgora. We are probably getting deliveries of these things already. This is, I think, more than we need, but also whatever. Let's drop all of the electromags to Fulgora. So in particular on Fulgora, we have an issue that we are a little bit short of blue chips, and we are kind of struggling to get enough to launch all the rockets, probably. And one of the reasons for this is we are still trying to build and upgrade. Oh yeah, we're trying to build and upgrade recyclers as well, aren't we? We have a decent number of these, but we're also... Oh, we're requesting blue chips to keep the recyclers going. We did eventually want to do that to be able to upgrade all of these train station recyclers. These ones are still common. But between that and somewhere... Oh, we're not running science. I mean, we have a ton of science, but we aren't running science because of supercapacitors, which we are not making because of holmium. That is a kind of known problem. I'm kind of fine with that. Oh, wait. Cobalt Core in orbit. We just talked about having all the Prodmod 3s. Why don't you drop down some Prodmod 3s? And maybe some Epic Speed modules? Actually, I think Fulgora probably already has some of those. Yeah, we can upgrade these guys. Oh, have we already upgraded the other holmium to Epic? We've already upgraded to Epic Prod 3s. Okay, sure, we're doing everything we can there. Great, fine, cool, things that I forgot we were already doing. Okay, because I think part of the issue is we're also requesting out all of this holmium to make these... Yeah, we're doing it with decent quality, but I think we want this to stop, because, yeah, we want... Actually, are you now taking... You are probably taking... Available on... We've already got the 20, we're building more of them, this is the thing we want to see. But I think we want to stop producing these at common quality. I think we would like to... And we're just going to do this by cutting the feeds to the stuff from the belt, because these aren't requesting everything. These are... Oh, actually requesting everything. We need to cut off this one to cut off the reinforced concrete. I think we would like to make these at uncommon, but I think the main thing we want to do, especially with the ones that we are dropping in from orbit, and with this plan here, yeah, are we still... We are requesting to trash these, which is what we want to do, but we are not running them if we have less than 400 steel. Okay, let's just empty this out again, because we do want to be trashing these and upgrading them. And we've got... Do we have... I think a thing we add on Cobalt Core, as we're driving around, yeah, get 20 of these, which seems like a decent round-trip thing, but also, if we happen to run into even 5 of the epics, grab those as well, because we're kind of close to that. Okay, and then, yeah, I wanted to... Yeah, just some random logistics chest to just dump all of this stuff so we can continue to pull it out if we need it. Yeah, so much junk. And then I think we're going to do a similar thing where we ask for... Like, I don't know how much of this stuff we have, but I would like to get it, and I suspect that we do not have on the way 100, on the way 700. Okay, cool. We're going to bump this up to 800. I don't know which chest this is in. It's also not enough to launch a rocket, so this won't happen automatically, which is also the reason why we are personally here. We wanted to turn up and have bots bring all this stuff, and then, yeah, we can make a combined rocket that just fires this stuff up. Satisfaction 90, yeah, so this one is done. We have none in logistic storage. We have a couple more over here. Okay, we're going to solve this problem by yeeting all this stuff, and then we are still in logistics range. We're going to get the rest delivered, which is great. And then, was there anything else I wanted to do here? Did we... Cobalt Core, did you have... You didn't actually have... I think we drop a couple of these blue chips, but also the lack of normal quality blue chips here is a little bit concerning. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to do. It was somewhere we are making these at uncommon quality, and I think we could just... Because none of these things are things that overlap with recipes we need to launch rockets or anything like that. So I think we can just request this stuff out. I don't know how much... We're actually not making reinforced concrete at that quality level. So yeah, slap these guys in here. We're going to be 8 short. Okay, these 8 can just live over here. It's not so much of a big deal. You go up to Cobalt Core. I'm going to quickly slap together a little uncommon quality logistics request, because we do have... Is it down here? Is it straight up just this thing? Just like this. So we've shuffled around some of these requests and conditions as well, because this is also what's upgrading us the refined concrete to rare to be making cryo plants. But now we've got a source of uncommon reinforced concrete through this little shimmy here, which we are taking with Logibots over to be making the electromags at uncommon quality, which we are still going to trash and hopefully get to rares. And yeah, we've got some rares, we've got a couple of epics sitting around as well. We should find that at this point we have no longer have any uncommons in the network, which is what we wanted. And then, does Cobalt Core have any of... It does not have any of the commons, which is good. We will be requesting these. Yeah, we should probably set this up so we automatically drop them in, because this will just request them up to orbit. It won't actually drop them on the other planets, and we should probably set those up differently as well, maybe. But we've got a bunch of concrete. We have the lithium plate that we've got the lithium plate. We have faffed around here long enough that we've got the lithium plate. We are... No, did I not hear these combinators running? What are we lacking? We are now lacking the rare lithium plate, which is cool because it's time to take this little ship to Aquilo. Let's also check in with Gleba while we are on this little journey, see how they're doing. It's probably fine. It is still mostly fine. Everything is running. We are slowly accumulating the science. We were out of Gleban science for... Not that, I wanted to check this. Yeah, we were out of Gleban science for a bit, for actually only a couple of minutes, but we noticed and swapped to a tech that didn't take Gleben science, which is why we are peaking at at this labs being full rate of 1.5k before it all falls back off again. Actually, let's look at that. Tech-wise, we have done pretty much everything in the game except for the infinite techs. In fact, this might be the last... I don't know whether rank 1 of the railgun shooting speed and the research productivity count as infinite techs. It looks like they might, which means that if we just do this nuclear fuel reprocessing tech, which is actually super fast, and we can probably bash it out. Really? Even on Deathworld Marathon, it only costs... That's so cheap. We might just straight up smash out the have all techs done achievement. And yeah, we've got a bunch of things that we are not yet in the process of making, as in we've got the railgun, we've done some of the railgun techs, we've got the quantum processors kind of ticking along, but we haven't really thought about automating railguns. But actually we could, and then we've also got fusion reactors. Did we bring tungsten plate with us? I don't think we brought tungsten plate with us at rare quality, but if we did, we would be in a position to... Yeah, we didn't bring tungsten plate with us, which is a little bit of a shame. That was the last tech we needed to research all the technologies, so we are moving through the game nicely. And yeah, because on Vulcanus, one of the Vulcanus things that's happening is that we do have a whole pile of tungsten plates sitting around at the appropriate qualities, because we thought we were going to do artillery things with it. We have in fact not done artillery things with it, but it does mean that on another trip we could set up railguns and or fusion power pretty easily. Actually, we're gonna get see Aquilo in a moment. Drop to a planet, Aquilo. We will see what we're looking at very soon. Yeah, so Aquilo is pretty fine, taking over nicely. Are we actually requesting... We are requesting the barrels from orbit, which is cool, but we are not actually requesting... this is probably still fine? Yeah. We are not actually requesting the reinforced concrete, which is cool, because I wanted to kind of... I didn't want to build too many of these things. That said, let's take all of these over to... Yeah, you guys are currently launching a bunch of stuff, that's good. Yeah, we do want to drop down... I do want more of these things, but not too many more, because I'm still... Am I worried about how much... Am I worried about how much lithium we have? I'm kind of not. One of the problems we're going to have is... Yeah, all of this uncommon lithium here... We actually want to make sure that we can... We should have a better solution for this, but long term it's going to be fine, because this thing will only... Is it on one of these conditions? Yeah. If we have less than the amount of lithium around that we need to be manufacturing the cryoplants, then we will attempt to recycle trash some of it out. Yeah, so we can have... And I think this space here, we're going to make some more cryoplants, that's fine, and then this space here will be where we can put a cryoplant. We're going to have to rearrange a bunch of stuff, but it's going to be fine. To, again, just take things in and out of a hub to be able to make... Like, what did we need? Railgun turret stuff was pretty... not too difficult, wasn't it? It was... all the stuff we are already moving around, because we're going to do this at rare quality. Of course we're going to do this at rare quality. The only thing we needed was tungsten plate, and oh, we also do need to get... We need to get the fluid in somehow, but it doesn't... We don't need to recycle the fluid. And then, is that the same with... So these ones we can just build. The fusion stuff we can just build. That is the thing we want to kick off somewhat later and not worry about it. We've got to figure out how to get a pipe of stuff down here somewhere. Somewhere down here. So this looks like it's going to be quite achievable as soon as we actually get around to figuring out how this is going to work. So, oh, it's down here, isn't it? That's also fine. We can do this later if we've got... Have we already turned? Okay. Is this... This is probably enough cryoplants, isn't it? But that's also somewhat moot because... Oh, only 5 of these, sure. Because we don't have the tungsten. We're going to have to go back for the tungsten. The other kind of curious problem we have on Aquilo, which is an interesting kind of problem, is we have a whole lot of landfill that we don't necessarily have any plans to do anything with, but we wanted a lot of it, and there's a chance that, okay, there's this recycler that's kind of emptying out these boxes, but we've got a whole lot of stuff that we don't really have any plans to do anything with, so we are just going to iceberg the world. I like the look of a kind of organic edge to my iceberg, so we're going to do this kind of weird swirly thing, which is not necessarily efficient, and really only is for aesthetic reasons, but I like this iceberg more than just a flat iceberg. Various other side benefits include connecting to this little iceberg down here, which is where we've got more fluorine, which we don't need yet, but we will sometime soon, probably. So I've spent all of our ice landfill, and this is how much we got, and I've also spent all of the concrete that we'd shipped over here, and we're going to ship some more of concrete over here because that's just how the requests are set up. I think that's how the requests are set up, and this is how much Aquila we have now. All of this space is mine. We've reclaimed it from the sea, but not from the ice, and then we have fired up... actually, these need to go back to automatic stuff, and we are actually requesting more lithium. Cool, oh well. Cobalt Core now has... yeah, a whole lot more barrels of stuff. All of these empty barrels can come back, but we are, yeah, these tanks are full, so we are not actually generating these barrels particularly quickly. We have, yeah, whatever. We've got a bit of stuff here. We probably are in a position, and this would actually be the good move. We're not going to make any more cryoplants here, but we do have the cryoplants that we should, yeah, figure out how to set up. For example, the rail guns, which we probably have. We've only got quality 2 modules. Hey, Cobalt Core, I'm pretty sure you should have some quality 3 modules, and we are not concerned about the rate at which these are constructed at all. So, let's figure out in here how we are going to build... Yeah, all of this stuff can disappear. Maybe this Roboport doesn't... I think this Roboport needs to move, doesn't it? I think we still want a Roboport in this vicinity. Do I? Oh yeah, I picked up some bots when we did that. That's fine. But we want to make space for... And I think it's got to be here. Because we're going to need to be able to get heat pipe into the inserters. And so it looks like we're just going to go several inserters in, 1 inserter out. Where is this? This fluorine actually wants to move down 1 tile so we can do heat pipe this way. We're going to need whatever. Because we need to shuffle this over 1 so we can get through here, but other than that, that looks pretty accessible, and then give you all the quality modules because we may as well be... oh, I've got the 2 rare quality modules that came out of the previous thing, which is fine. yeah, all of that. And then I think also we throw... This is only stuff that's going to be in the hub. Yeah, we've got some random storage chests. Oh, more concrete. Okay. I don't really care about that. That's great. All of this stuff can just, with the exception of the bots, which we can put in a roboport, all of this can just go back in the hub. And then you are set to the wrong quality to start with. We want to be doing stuff at rare quality. And then I think we just grab you and say connect to the logistics network and go until we have, I don't know how many railguns we want, 10? And we're going to get railguns at other qualities as well, because we are doing this with 33% quality, which is pretty nice. So we're going to get maybe 10 railguns and then maybe another 3 at epic quality. Is that how many railguns we want? How much do these things cost? These things are costing quite a lot of quantum processors, but we have those. I reckon we're just going to bump this up to 20, because why not? So we'll get a couple of other things out as well. Continue to power this stuff, and then we need to go to Cobalt Core to drop down some of the things we want. Did we need the superconductors? So I think we want to drop basically all of the superconductors. Because some of these things are also used to make quantum processors. But yeah, we're going to dump a bunch of stuff here and go back and, yeah, dump all of that. All of the superconductor? Let's go back to Fulgora and get more superconductor. And then blue chips we did not need to drop because quantum processors were what we needed to drop. All of the quantum processors, to be honest, because we're not doing... The things we're using quantum processors for are the railgun turrets, and then also the fusion stuff, all of which is happening on Fulgora. So I think we just go to Cobalt Core and just drop all of these quantum processors. And a lot of this carbon fiber, lithium wants to stay. We're probably still doing barrel stuff, so that's fine. And yeah, we now are not making railgun turrets because we need to bring over the tungsten, but that's going to be the next thing to do. Multitasking. We are heading back to Fulgora, where we're going to get some more stuff, specifically some more of the superconductors that we need to turn into more quantum processors. I did want to check in on Gleba, because the thing I wanted to check in on last time, we looked at like most of the base and that was fine. I wanted to look at whether or not the defenses were also currently doing a thing, and because I did notice that Gleba was complaining about not having an inserter, which means that I think that, where exactly is this? Over here. We're getting attacked over here as well. I think the only reason we could lose an inserter and have bots asking for an inserter is because someone somewhere destroyed an inserter that was feeding a rocket turret, which means one of these rocket turrets is going to be struggling for ammunition. But I also wanted to check how many Stomper corpses we've got, and it's quite a few. I think and then we also need these power poles, and here's the busted inserter, so this rocket turret isn't getting turrets. I think we need to go back to Gleba just to push out... Oh, hey, this is a really good time to watch quite a lot of stuff arrive. Yeah, so the laser turrets... The laser turret quality was a good call, because these guys are effectively tanking things. That actually was really good timing. I'm enjoying that a lot. But also we do need to go and, yeah, make sure that the outpost has enough of the correct power poles, also has backup long-handed inserters. Also, I think we want to push out... Yeah, these bases are getting pretty significant. We have left this for a while, and these have developed into some serious threats, and I would like them to not be attacking like that, and we need to go to Gleba anyway. Yeah, we're just getting all the expansions. We are in Fulgoran orbit. We have not picked up any more superconductor. Okay, we are getting more superconductor. We're also going to bump this a bit because we've realized we need it for more things. And then maybe we go Fulgora, Gleba, Vulcanus. Is that true? I think we're going to do it the other way around. We're going to go to Vulcanus first. Mostly so that we can just drop the things. Yeah, so we can... Yeah, this is actually a good plan. Multitasking. We're going to go to Vulcanus. We're going to drop the carbon fiber so we can... And also the barrels of stuff so we can start making foundation. And so we can pick up the tungsten that we can then use to send the ship to Aquilo after we go to Gleba, where the ship will also pick up more carbon fiber that it wants. At which point, do we have... We are done, Vulcanus. Yeah, at which point we will go to Gleba and do the combat on Gleba while the ship goes to Aquilo, where we will have the ship building the quantum processors that we want. We will be building the railguns on Aquilo that we want. We will be building the foundation and also all of the other things on Vulcanus that we want. I was going to fire up some blue chips as well to take to Gleba just cause, and it turns out we have blasted the entire blue chip store and also the red chips we're hitting pretty hard. And so this either means we're upgrading a lot of modules, which, you know, we are. The numbers of modules we're asking for is going down, which is nice. But I think it also means we are probably just continuing to struggle for this acid plastic issue, which, you know, sure. Do we have prod mod 3s in Vulcanus? I'm not sure we do, because we could also just prod mod 3 all of this plastic. I don't really want to, but also what else are we doing with these prod mod 3s? So, Cobalt Core is waiting around. Yeah, don't keep doing this again. We do have all of the prod mod 3s, so probably we should... Okay, we can queue them from here, so that's fine. And then go back to Vulcanus and all of this plastic. How many did we just... 11, so we've used up 30 of them. And then I think we're also going to need to boost these beacons because we've just slowed this plastic down. Actually, we should have used them... We probably should have dropped them into the cracking because they're going to do more of a thing there versus the plastic, because we already have the plastic productivity. You know, whatever. We're going to do this as well. Just prod mod 3s everywhere. We have the epic beacons sitting around, so we're going to upgrade all of this beacon quality for the purposes of making up for the speed hit we've just given everyone. These rare epic module, yeah, rare speed 3s probably fine for the moment, but I think this also means that where is... A number of ships have this request, and so we can drop this, actually not here. No, that probably will work, won't it? Grondorf, for example, has this request set as well. And so now we are, yeah, I wanted to do it from the ship so we could choose the correct planet, but this also is the correct planet. So Grondorf's going to wander around, and all the other ships with this group will wander around, pick up a bunch of productivity modules, drop them on Vulcanus. It made the 2s at home. Let's also check that Nauvis... Did we run it out of the rare chips, and are we starting to bank eggs? Yes, but not by many, and it's also just the rare blue chips. Okay, fine. We have messed up. We didn't bring any lithium plate back from Aquilo, not any of the regular kind that we're going to use for foundation, so we are not making foundation even though we stopped back here to drop the carbon fiber off. Oh well. We are at least on our way to Gleba, and then we'll do the combat here. I think we want to drop a bunch of the... Yeah, let me think about this for a little longer. I think we want to drop a bunch of the combat stuff here as well. Do we want all the... Gleba has the rocket turrets. As things that Gleba does not have necessarily is a surplus of Tesla turrets. So we're just going to drop those on Gleba. We're going to use the epic ones for the combat. I think otherwise we are fine. Are we getting... We're not getting imports of carbon fiber, which isn't necessarily a surprise. Oh, we did want to drop all this carbon fiber on Gleba as well. That's what Gleba's doing. And we will be making more carbon fiber. Sure, that's all fine. I'm going to go and do this combat. Another thing we need to do at some point is extend Gleba's storage space. So rather than just figure out how to do this with a lot of storage bays, we just drop down some epic storage bays, because those aren't the kind we're using on the ship. And yeah, fine, okay, give me laser turrets, give me all of these combat items. I will need construction bots, and oh, this is vastly more than we need. I've got to figure out what stuff we want to take with us for this combat. I guess this object is full, and somehow the inventory sharing means that one of these is full and we're seeing the space in the other, but this guy has currently got a problem where we have finished the railgun turret but can't actually put it in the networks for some reason. So we're just going to get around that by finding another inserter and queuing it and putting it there and then deleting this one. And yeah, we've got an epic railgun turret. We've made like 4 or 5 railgun turrets now, and we've got an epic one and a legendary one, so that's a good time that we will play with later. Otherwise, I thought I had a blueprint for rocket turrets, but I apparently don't. So I think we're just gonna, yeah, again, set up this blueprint thing. Probably we can pack them nice and close together, can't we? And then from the map, if we turn off our bots, are we actually in... Okay, we've got to do this somewhere else. We are going to want power poles on the hotbar, because we've got to drag power out to this combat. I also could no longer figure out how to get the ammunition request inside the blueprint. Maybe that's a thing that's changed between versions because people were cheesing it on platforms for speedruns. Who knows? So I think we're going to have to manually fuel these, manually fuel as in with rockets, these things ourselves. And the combat is already getting pretty spicy. I think there might have been... Yeah, I don't really want to deal with these guys myself if I don't have to, especially as the defenses are supposed to be able to deal with exactly this. Did I give them... Bots have repair packs? I was crafting more repair packs specifically for this purpose, because we do want bots to be able to do that. Sure. This is also one of the sections that might have UPS struggles when we get into the middle of this. Have they expanded around this way? Yeah. Multiple large stompers. Okay. I think we drop this thing, say, here, and then we've got to get these guys in, and then do we turn off the bots? Oh wait, we also want it to be slow down capsuling these guys. No, we need the bots on to be able to repair this stuff. And then slow down capsuling these guys, and then get the shotgun out. Legendary ammo, pretty good. I want that nest gone. So this is somewhat effective. I don't believe we lost any of the turrets. I think this was the last of the nests in the south, and so we should get a more regular shape on the edge of this cloud again. Maybe we go and push this one, except we're still just going to be continually re-expanding. I think we go and... There were some things we wanted to build on Gleba, weren't there? There was more science and stuff like that. We are making foundation because we have dropped all the ingredients in, which is super cool. So let's immediately go and say that the things we would like to get rid of first is all this junk in here. I don't know how many we just dropped. We are waiting on... Okay, so that's quite a few. That's okay. It'll make everything easy by the time we get around to it. Fine. Gleba continuing to do its best impression of a Deathworld with the nice happy music that I like quite a bit. Yeah, things get a whole lot easier when we've got the epic rocketed Tesla turrets. The range boost is huge. I'm pretty sure the HP boost also kept a couple of turrets alive when they definitely would have died. Still haven't actually used these destroyer capsules. Forgot that we had those. Maybe we should stop making them on Fulgora. Never mind. Moving on. Got a bunch of iron ore that I don't want in my inventory. Where's a biochamber? We're on Gleba, so this isn't a thing we need to do now, but it's a thing we're going to attempt to do now, because why not? May as well get some more plates in the air. We, for this plan, will require a train station and a locomotive, and then I don't want the rest of this stuff in my inventory. Oh wait, speaking of multitasking, let's go check out what Cobalt Core is doing. We are not making things because we are in... I think we go Vulcanus, Gleba, Fulgora, and pick things up on the way. I think we get rid of the passenger presence. I think we check for superconductor greater than 1,000 to make sure we pick some of that up. And do we have... So we need the lithium. We also need to get the lithium back to Vulcanus. I think we try and, like, I don't think this is a good schedule, but I think we try and intercept it at various times and basically manually spin that plate while we figure out what we're doing. I think a thing we could do is throw the supercapacitor request on the general Aquilo request group, because then Hexy gets it as well. Is that the thing that... I think that's what... Yes, that is what we're waiting on fusion reactors for, and we will only build a couple of these and it's fine. But it did also strike me that over here we've got, yeah, we've got 2 more of these epic quality modules in this recycler, which isn't doing anything. So swap all of those out, get that stuff down here, and then if we're using lithium plate for foundation as well, I reckon we get the productivity bonuses for all kinds of holmium now, because we are starting to get pressured for holmium. All of the, the more holmium we can upgrade to these better capacities, better kinds, is... How much do you make? 0.52, you need 0.34, you need 0.33. Okay, let's also give you one of these modules. Fine. This is all doing what it should. We should be able to make some more fusion things. Great. Yeah, so this is not the blue science or the upgraded red chips pattern that we wanted to do this episode. Maybe we still get to those. At some point we're going to have to expand Gleba science significantly, so I kind of want to play around with to get another thing running. Is it going to be viable to get not here? This entire thing is going to have to move. What are you doing? You're doing nothing? You don't get to be here. Can we do a Gleban science thing around a train is a question. And by Gleba science, I mean, what if these were the pentapod eggs? What if we did pentapod eggs like this, and then we could do Gleban science somewhere else further down here? But you know what's better than Gleban science? What about Gleban science at uncommon quality? What would we need to make all of this work? Well, all of these guys would need to be uncommon quality pentapod eggs, which is not too difficult to do. Yeah, we want these with rare biochambers, but we also can't really use this amount of Gleba science yet because we don't have the blue science we wanted. But we would need somewhere. We would need nutrients, which we can make from bioflux, as it turns out, and we would need bioflux, but we would need these at uncommon quality, which may still not be the right call, but the thing I want to figure out is, can we do a thing where I think the water is going to have to come in from the other side, isn't it? How many... You need 4 nutrients per second. Okay, so we can probably do this with... we don't have... Does Gleba have the upgraded inserters? Yes. We want to use these upgraded inserters to be going in and out of this wagon for all of these guys. And then... do we have... I'm sure we also saw in the hub. Maybe I should just grab a bunch of useful stuff. While we are looking at it. Yeah, like we're going to need some belt at some point. We've got enough selection of power poles. Okay, so if we were doing all of this at quality, you are actually in the wrong place, aren't you? Because we wanted this to be able to... Is this where it fits? Yeah, you just poke straight in there like that. And then we can reserve some slots for pentapod eggs, and we're not going to need... How do we get the pentapod eggs out? We can get them out like here. If we had one of these like so, and then we could actually just run this underground. We're going to move all of this soon. I just want to figure out whether or not the layout is viable. And then this setup we can do later if we're about to move this whole thing anyway. This is going to be the pentapod egg stop. This train is never going anywhere. The reason why we have this train is because we... Oh, you can put an E on the end. Yeah, this train station gets an E on the end. That's how we work now. Because this train station... We need a locomotive and a train station in order to be able to wire all of these things to the inserters and read the capacity of... Yeah, read train contents. Read the contents of the train that is currently stopped at the train stop and sends a circuit to the network. Okay, so we also need to fuel this guy just a little and have it go to this train station, and then we will be able to read what is in this wagon and set up all of these controls themselves. But also, how are we going to get all the uncommon things we need for this bioflux? Even if we are going to do a nice cute little... You get bioflux here, you get nutrients here, we're also putting nutrients over here. We're going to need nutrients for the science as well. We're going to need another bioflux out. But how are we getting this stuff in? Well, it struck me that here... Let's set these filters first before we move them. Here we've got a bunch of guys kicking all this stuff out with some quality in it. And all of these are normal quality recipes, which means if we asked for Yamako mash at uncommon quality, then we could grab both of these and put them here. Yeah, that was going to be a whole lot easier to do if I wasn't moving on the belt, but I kind of wanted to style it. We get some uncommon Yamako mash out, which is amazing. And then also, if we did the same thing, but say here, and did this for jelly, I'm still not convinced that this is going to be the best use of all of these jellies, but we're going to go with it anyway. Do we need to go? Oh no, it needs to be here because both of them need to get it, don't they? And yeah, we can now just have a source of uncommon jellies out. Probably we should be doing this with common because the use of these jellies is not fantastic. And then, like, these uncommon jellies have a 16% chance of going to the rare stuff we need to... Oh wow, look at all of this. Do we care about that? I don't think we do. I think we're just going to put it over here for the next time that the system crashes out and we have to restart it with nutrients. Yeah, oh yeah, that's because That's because Vulcanus is still building all the stack inserters, but Vulcanus also... Oh, hey, multitasking. Cobalt Core, are you... Oh, we didn't drop the things. Did we get all the stuff we needed? Oh, we didn't... When it went through Gleba, we didn't drop any of the beacons or modules we needed, but we don't necessarily want this to be fast anyway. Okay, we're on our way to Aquilo, fine. Vulcanus we were going to check in because we are not asking for any more legendary modules. I guess dropping all those legendary superconductors was cool because now we've got, yeah, over here, look at all these things we can put in places. Let's make the epics more likely to get ourselves legendaries, and then this spot is also a place where we will be able to upgrade all of these things. And then are there other... The blue chips upgrade currently not really running. Are there other... Oh, there were some places in... It did strike me that in the mall there were places that we would actually really enjoy. Maybe we should be hitting the ones that are just running more often, but a lot of the infrastructure upgrades will be helpful. These two I think are still on 2s, which is a bit of a problem, and then the solar is always running, the other solar is probably always running. The bulk inserters were the ones I was going to try and find, because these are, yeah, the things we just want a whole lot more of. Foundry's also pretty big. Okay, the rare ones we kind of aren't going to be using that much. Oh well, as long as we still see some outstanding requests for all kinds of modules, we are happy, because that means as soon as they get built they go somewhere. Okay, so we've got 2 kinds of fruit on a belt. We've got a plan that we are going to, yeah, pick up these 2 things, and then with all of this lined up the way it is, grab all of this and throw it here. What are you... Oh, you're taking one of these boomer guys. Okay. Yeah, put it here. Here. That's where we want it to go. Because we can give it this kind of fruit and this kind of fruit, and what more does a happy pentapod enslaved in a bioflux machine need? It needs some nutrients to kick itself off, which we can do as follows. And then, yeah, so you are now not getting... You should be getting bioflux. The other thing we should be doing is figuring out how we power this. Oh, we got all of these guys on this side in the wrong place. But that's fine. Okay, let's do the... Oh, wait, we wanted to intercept the Cobalt Core while they were in Aquilo, because we wanted to drop all of the empty barrels. We wanted to drop all of the tungsten, because that's why we're here. And a decent number of... Maybe we should just set some of these requests up. I think we're probably fine. And then are we... Yeah, so we're already requesting these things. We've got a ton of them. We are getting lithium. Did we not... Did it say on the way? It said on the way. We're kind of running low on that. Oh well. We have a pile of the rare lithium, which is super nice, so we can continue to be making these things. And... yeah, we've only got a bit of semiconductor left here, but that's fine. Let's check that Aquilo has space. It should do. And then maybe actually here we request the rare lithium for, you know, like 600 of these things and 600 of these quantum processors, so that also at rare quality, so that we just keep dropping them down, because this is where we go. And then this is not a group that is shared with any other craft, so we won't try to import them anywhere. This is the import group. And we have... Yeah, this is just taking a while, and we have an epic fusion reactor. We'll do something with that soon. That's great. We wanted to continue multitasking this thing. You need some kind of fuel. And then we did give you the name. Good. You can go to this station, and now we can read the contents, and we want to be able to give you... we are also going to need to get spoilage out. We also want to actually set up these... Yeah, you're doing a thing. We're going to need science somewhere else as well, and this is putting ourselves on a timer in a couple of ways. Okay, we wanted uncommon pentapod eggs. and a couple of stacks reserved for those, probably not that many. Then we wanted nutrients that are going to be specifically uncommon, and we reserve a couple of spaces for those. And then we are going to have potentially spoilage popping out of this thing, so that's our train suggestion. And then we want a filter that will grab any of the spoilage into a... We can just throw these here, right? That's going to work. And then we need to get water into these somehow as well, which is not really something I've hugely considered. Here is where that's going to connect, so we can get some water in somehow. And then we are sending... Oh yeah, let's put... This wants to many things, actually. This wants to filter for uncommon pentapod eggs, but also enable disable if we have a surplus of... Why can't I find them anymore? Oh, but are they down here? They are. A surplus of pentapod eggs, which probably means just greater than like 12? Yeah, and then I also want to check that we can throw something in here now that we've got these filters set, and this network recognizes the train contents. Yes, good. Okay, because these ones want to only run if we have uncommon pentapod eggs less than, say, 24. So we're not going to be running these guys the whole time. And actually... Oh, wait, did we... No, we missed Cobalt Core, didn't we? We've got to get Cobalt Core when they get to Gleba this time, because we want the modules and stuff. Because we can module this better now, probably. Yeah, you have a bunch more of this stuff. We are also going to... Oh, you're getting bioflux from here, but not nutrients. Okay, I think, yeah, all the stuff spoiling on the belt was a thing we were going to pretty commonly deal with. I think also... We move this over by 1, and then... Because if we can avoid running these guys on... Actually, even this one here. We can avoid running these guys on the fancy nutrients to save fancy nutrients for these things, even though we're probably going to... Yeah, that's going to be a thing. Oh, well. If we grab any kind of nutrient from the general base belt, and we put that here... Then we've got a way of... This is even on the correct side of the belt. Amazing. Running this down here, you can also grab... Yeah, you can also now grab nutrients and also bioflux, were it not wasting. But that's fine, we can still just... Are you... Okay, we're just going to give you a bigger pole, it's going to be fine. Yeah, filter those guys off. You can continually run a thing. We have, in theory, sometimes eggs coming out here, and then we have over here, or, you know, kind of anywhere else, a place where we've got bioflux when it's not spoiled, and other kinds of nutrients. And I think this is going to do what we want if we can put... You know, some of these things here, and then the only thing we have to worry about is, oh yeah, you also wanted nutrients from this belt, so that's fine. And now we are, yeah, we want to module these things. Did Cobalt Core get here? Why did you... Wow, we really faffed around for that long. Okay, I think when we are in space, we can instruct Cobalt Core to drop things, and... It won't happen until we get to Gleba, and then when we hit Gleba... Did you actually... Oh, you even took shipments from Gleba, and I missed it. Are we actually putting the lithium... Are we dropping the lithium to Vulcanus is another thing to check, and the answer to that is no. So let's just set up... is this the from... Yes, this is the from space group. Lithium, regular quality... Again, I think we're just going to go 600 or something. Are we still... We're no longer asking for foundation to be built. We have a surplus of foundation. Okay, then let's go and once again continue to Because if we could get this stuff out the way, we can put red chips builds down here, and that would make me pretty happy. And then some of this little bit of interface would also help us get belts through, which would be nice. Okay, moving on. We've got all of this stuff that's kind of not running because we haven't given it the parts, but if we... What if we... Yeah, okay. I wanted to kind of just module all of these things with these modules, and then, yeah, the bots have them, which means that Cobalt Core has turned up. Give me some of these things. Although this is going to boost... This is also going to significantly boost the nutrient demand, isn't it? And then we can put beacons on the outside of this thing, but the thing I'm wondering is, how much bioflux are we using, and how much bioflux are you making if we, you know, sped you up a bunch? And the answer is you're making 3.8, and you will use 3? Okay, so we can only use half of what's in this thing, which means that we only have about 20 nutrients to play with, which means we can speed these up a lot. I think we're going to go... I think we should make this run and then worry about all of this beaconing stuff. And so what that means is we want to get all of these guys in all their various places. Third one, sure. Get rid of these, put some more spoilage traps here. We are going to need to defend this as well, which we have not done yet. And then probably regular outputs are fine. Where are my power poles? Okay, and then the other thing we need this to be powered. We don't have, I've got the things, yeah. So now we've got that moduling, we can have that as well. And we need to get some eggs, and then are the eggs actually look like they're the only thing that we need in order for this to actually be a running Gleban science boost, which is kind of wild. And then we can, oh wait, the water, we did have water through here. Can we get, okay, I think we get rid of all of this stuff and we just run water through here. It's gonna be fine. This is steam. This is part of the spoilage trap. Okay. Do we need to worry about pipe lengths? I suspect we do not, because the water system is still just like right here and stuff. So we are not going to worry about having to put a pump there. So you guys are fine. I need an uncommon pentapod egg. Does my science have an uncommon pentapod egg? Did I get that? No, I did not get that. Please give me an uncommon pentapod egg. We have 6 of them. Okay, good. So now we can check that this thing works by bunging these in here. Did we set up all these circuit conditions? Continue until the wagon contains 24 pentapod eggs. You are getting all the stuff you need. You guys are just running. So I guess it's time to think about some beacons. And beacons, I think we're going to go epic speed, epic... Yeah, we want speed and also efficiency, because this helps our nutrient usage. And then how many... We're still only using like 2 nutrients each, which is great, because it means this is not using a whole lot of bioflux. And now we are also needing to run these guys. I think we should also have the beacon... Okay, not there. Here, because it will let us extend it later. This is going to hurt everything, isn't it? You guys will be fine. Also here, maybe this roboport needs to move. Have we just boosted the Gleban science? Is that a thing we are happy about doing? Yeah, and then if the thing is, if we are limited by these jellies, you still need 6 jellies a second to be even delivering that amount of bioflux that we were talking about. So I think we can maybe do a thing where we get the same filter and grab ourselves a dedicated belt of this stuff, which can just roll in here and be fine. Gross, this is not the long-term Gleban solution. We could also just straight up... Yeah, we're not going to give you the epic beacons, but you can have the rare beacons, and now we're going to get more jelly out. And then also... is this also, can we just upgrade this belt here? Are we worried about that piece of throughput? Because I did not see this recycler working a whole lot. And then maybe we could also have one of these guys here, which we can... Yeah, where's a red underground? So we are boosting the jelly supply here. We're going to need to do... We're going to be hit by a similar thing over here, aren't we? So what if we had a mash, uncommon mash grab from this piece of belt here that could also just... it's actually right here. If we move these guys... then we can be grabbing uncommon mash immediately. Do we also want to be upgrading for... Are these guys struggling to get their stuff out? Maybe they're just struggling to get the stuff out. If we upgrade all of this belt and this... We've got the rare fast and... Well, the rare long-handed inserters, so they'll still be able to grab off a blue belt. So this should help... Oh, these guys are still regular quality fast inserters. I don't know if you guys are going to need better inserters, but you can have better inserters. So we can dump stuff on the belt faster, we can pull off the uncommon stuff. We've got another place to pull off uncommon stuff. These guys weren't using uncommon stuff anyway. We've got... Yeah, I mean, we are taking it away from the stack inserters, which I'm a little bit sad about. But we also... yeah, need to do several things. Number one, we need to get this into... We need to get this into the silos. But that is a lot of Gleba science that is now just in the process. And then... Oh boy, we are going to need to defend this, aren't we? I think also... We tie this belt... I was going to tie this belt to the nutrients, but we also can't. I think we tie it to this inserter. Okay, not there. Tie this piece of belt to this inserter and make this read belt contents hold and this only run if bioflux uncommon is greater than 0, because we don't want the eggs building up here and struggling. So you don't get bioflux unless we've got these eggs running. The timers on these eggs are 18 minutes, so I'm hopefully pretty... Oh wait, that's the other issue, isn't it? We've got a lot more jelly coming out of this because we're grabbing it after the recycling loop. Whereas these Yamakos we are making at this rate of quality, throwing in here, and then there is another Yamako over here. Let's move this back and then grab another fast inserter. Actually, we don't need to do that. It's this exact fast inserter here that we want to be grabbing from... not there. There's not going to be any there. Over here, which is still going to be doing kind of unfortunate things to the Yumako process, but never mind. That's an acceptable way to do that, isn't it? Yeah. And then I think we are just struggling for the amount of Yumako we are pushing out, which is super interesting, which means I think we go... what is this power ball doing? Let's just bash this in here. We'll run this underneath. We will realize that it's actually blue belt that we wanted. Blue belt through here. Grab a splitter. My bots... do I not have... Wow, we're out of biochambers. In that case, I think we remember that these things did exist. Oh wait, and then we've also broken this connection to the station. Okay, fine. We're going to drop the 2 off this side, because this side is where the connection goes, and then we just need to get, yeah, more bioflux here through to into these guys. How much bioflux are we trying to use? We are trying to use, yeah, 1 so 4 bioflux on each side. Did Cobalt Core's not here? I think one of the things we should do that's going to be helpful is just actually two things now that I'm thinking about it. We would like some landmines, just of regular quality. This is also the group that is shared with ships, but the default location is Nauvis, so that's going to work. And then we would also like some rare prod mods, because all these things are high value enough that I reckon we hit these things with productivity modules. Maybe even this one, as soon as those modules get here, because yeah, we also will need to defend this location. Why are you... Oh, you've already got the... Oh, because you are also taking from the belt. Yes. Okay. This is going to give us... Is this going to give us a little bit of a problem? This is not the same sort of belt, is it? No, it is the same. Okay, so this always works. Then we don't make nutrients unless we have... Oh, actually, this means we can... I did want this further along. And so this belt can be the whole belt, because I don't really want to cache a lot of bioflux here, but I do want to be pushing the bioflux into the science instead of the nutrients. Is this hold? Instead of greater than 0, we want this to be equal to 3. Sorry, equal to 4. We want to make sure that that bioflux has backed up in the science. Actually, it's worse than this, isn't it? Because it's going to pulse... Okay, these inserters are going to be on every time a full hand of this stuff goes past, but it's also fine because the particular piece of belt we've chosen has given us a weird race condition, which means that there aren't... Yeah, there isn't bioflux in front of this thing to... Yeah, okay. So we've got the Gleba science. We also haven't done... yeah, we need to put these guys back at some point, but we also... Yeah, we are just going to be struggling for the amount of fruit we have. The advantage of pushing this nutrients in from the general base nutrients is that these two machines will turn on again as soon as, yeah, with another nutrient supply. These don't need to bootstrap their own nutrients, which is nice. However, the other thing that I am, you know, that we are kind of prepared for is, oh yeah, we needed these other, actually several things. We wanted that as well, and then, oh yeah, I queued them because I didn't want to pick them up, but we will actually need to queue these to defend several of these positions, because we will have a bunch of angry guys floating around if we do not get the bioflux out in time. And yeah, this belt over here, in between this train station. Happy, friendly, local, pentapod welcoming team. Okay, and then also because it's one of the things that Nauvis has sitting around, just epic lasers. Everyone likes an epic laser in their face when they are a young pentapod entering the world, so we shall oblige. Do these guys? These guys don't have any area of attacks, do they? We can just fill up this space and not actually care. And then let's also get... Yeah, over here we can have some as well. Maybe have some more landmines. Landmines here, landmines over there. All of that is good. Is it good? Okay, so we've boosted the Gleba science. That was one of the things we wanted to do. We did also want to be able to make more biochambers. And I've got biochambers. Why are we not? Oh, because these are rare biochambers. The kind of biochambers we don't have yet. Okay, so this is going to boost a bunch of stuff. This might... Yeah, this is going to boost the Yamako mash through here. We're going to make sure that these guys get the stuff they need. We're also going to be taking off more uncommon stuff. We're going to have more to recycle. All of that is pretty good. Could we also just... And I think we can... make this worse? So now any of the uncommon stuff we can immediately pull off so that these guys can find more space in their belts to add the other things. I think we are happy with that as soon as this power pole gets built. Gleba, missing entities for construction. Oh, because this is a request chest rather than one of the other buffer chests or things like that. Okay. Yep. Grab some of these, put them in here. We're fine. Oh, wait, except you also then requested them, didn't you? Did we at least get all the construction done? We did not, and we also don't need... Okay, is this doing... Other than the fact that we don't have... But we are doing what we wanted to. We are limiting the pentapod eggs based on whether or not we've got bioflux on the belt, and we are making a pile of uncommon science, which is not as good as... Yeah, it's still not quite as good a use... It's still not quite as good a use of all the materials as just using that as the basis for upgrading for... I should probably have some in here as well. Yeah, whatever, kind of already got them there, yeah. Still not super convinced that uncommon is what we want to do here. We could have all of this other common stuff. We have more than twice as much common stuff going through as we do having the uncommon stuff. But that is one thing. Okay, the next thing we want to do on Gleba, do we want to do this now? Maybe. I do want to be able to upgrade these things to the rest of the rare biochambers, so we can rare biochamber all of this stuff. You know what else Gleba would like? You go to Gleba. Gleba, in addition to all of this stuff, would like quality module 3s from Vulcanus. Just 50. It'll be fine. Thanks. Yeah. We do want to be able to upgrade these biochambers with rare stuff, and we don't really have a lot of rare stuff sitting around, and that was what I was going to do, use the foundry smelting for, but I think we have given ourselves... Oh, also, all the people doing science requests on agricultural science, we probably now get rid of the custom minimum payload, because we have, in theory... boosted the uncommons significantly. Overall, I think it's probably fine. Like, what are the... All of this bioflux looks pretty fresh. I think we're okay. I think we now just go... Yeah, we remember that we want to do a kind of rare mall on... Why have I got all this stuff? Yeah, we want to do a kind of rare mall for... yeah, you go over here. You go over here. Just get out of my inventory. Oh, I've got Yamako as well. We want to do a rare mall for electric circuits and iron plate, which are both going to be pretty easy to do once we've got the foundry in play, but I think we actually go back to Vulcanus because there's other things we need to do. Very exciting. Human gets a special trip. Human doesn't usually go to Vulcanus, but Human is going to Vulcanus this time. We're going to pick up some science that we don't usually get, which is nice, and we're going to pick up some modules that Human usually won't get. Also, let's check in with the seed situation after we watch some grabby grabs, do some grabby grabs with some nice space music, because I want to check whether or not this seeds problem is solved. Where yeah, we would be able to check over here, yes. And we have seeds backed up all the way to the splitter. We have no seeds on this belt, but do we have seeds backing up on this belt? Yes, so I think we have solved the seeds problem, presumably. Yeah, heading down to Vulcanus. Did we actually explain the solution to the Yamako seeds problem? We'll do that in a bit, because I think we're still waiting on... Yeah, we're still waiting on a lot of foundation, and it struck me that in the assembler upgrade section, we quite possibly have, yeah, a legendary speed module, a legendary assembler 3, which we can replace with this guy, because it was already rare. We also gave it a bunch of legendary speed 2 modules, but now it can go faster as it's making all the foundation we need, because we should have all the parts. And then I also saw that multitasking, Nauvis apparently has a small surplus of, legendary and epic prod mod 3s. Yeah, Guantanamo Biter Nursery doing pretty fine. So I think we find how many of these things we have. We have a lot, and we have legendary. Oh, we have really a lot of epics. Okay, we could be shipping those to space as well. I think we find out where the rest of our biolabs are and get the rest of the high priority. Yeah, get the biolabs who are likely to have the stuff. Oh, because we don't have Gleba science. Okay, we just boosted that. We're pretty happy. I think also then we may as well. Yeah, get these fall through the middle, and then I think the epics we can go put in the purple and yellow science, and we probably have even more than that sitting around. Should we get... I think you should probably have some better moduling, and then also, I mean, silo productivity not a huge deal, but we can have some better modules in here as well. You are also... yeah, whatever. Moving on. Doesn't matter. The Gleben seeds thing. That's right. Yeah, the solution to why weren't we getting seeds and now why are we getting seeds is back in the base. Yeah, things I was looking at while I was trying to decide whether or not this upgraded science plan was viable, and we're still just, yeah, not getting enough of these things. They should turn up at some point, it's probably fine, is I was sure that this belt was kicking its seeds out, and this belt here was filtering off seeds, and it was going over here and through here, and should have been making its way back to the outpost belt. But the thing I did not spot for quite a while that is now filtered is these two inserters that are to trap spoilage in this boiler. We're also grabbing the Yamako seeds. So now we have a blacklist for the kind of Yamako seed that we want to go past out to the outpost again. And I am not enjoying the way that this is only half a belt of Yamako at this point. So I think we grab... Yeah, this inserter here, if we say less than 6. So if this is a full belt, we will not be harvesting Yamako, whereas if it's half a belt, we will now be harvesting Yamako, because the Yamako looks at whether or not this circuit contains the prod mod, and if it does, kicks the signal out. And yeah, so we do want, yeah, this whole collection of Yamako's not being on the belts and still taking a while to turn up is a thing I don't particularly like. Okay, great. Moving on. Volcanist things. We have given ourselves a little bit of a problem because we have just boosted the Gleben science, but I don't think we can sustain the amount of blue science we are making on Nauvis, and we kind of need to get this build online and running, for which I think we actually get... Yeah, I think we... Oh, this is the output here, isn't it? I don't think we need to worry quite so much about these outputs, because, you know, the silos are right here, and I think we just get this pretty standard, hey, let's put all the science in boxes and just put it right there. And then we also need to figure out how to get some foundries in, and we've kind of moved into the space that we are going to occupy, but we should have... Can we run... Because, like, the red chips would be here if they were getting past the blue chips. So I think the first thing we do is... Here's... Yeah, would these... These are not going to be full belts, are they? Because they're on the side of the build. Even if we actually upgraded these, they would still be on the side of the build, even if we were getting enough green chips in. So I think we blast both of this. We don't actually have... Do we... Yeah, I think we go this way. All of this interface is a thing that needs to be improved a little bit, but we are going to kick this with priority into the build that is doing blue chips, because it is also now the build that is going to be doing blue science. And then we've got 3 belts of this stuff. So I guess we just do a good old-fashioned prioritizer. Vertical flip, do it like this, get the stuff in. And then we should also make sure that we can actually kick a blue belt of this stuff. I think this entire interface with all this stuff is a thing I need to go over, and I think we're going to be doing this with stack inserters as well, because we also just don't have... these guys are full, should we worry about... I think we're going to, but also... whatever. Which of these lanes do we want to... I think we want to prioritize this left? You know, whatever, we're not even going to prioritize that at all. We just want to be able to have these lanes be able to make up for the lack of these lanes, and it's fine. Okay, so blue belt through here. Oh yeah, that's right, because we had an upgrade planner. Let's go and find our upgrade planner. So this thing is upgrading beacons, it's upgrading foundries, it's upgrading recyclers, and also belts, and is the thing that we were going to swing over this entire build to get us to red belt. And this should also improve our throughput in this thing. Okay, that's fine. And in theory we have more stuff coming out now. Can we just also grab, because you weren't going underground, yeah, this is going to be how we... What are we going to hit here? It's going to be fine. This is how we're going to get extra red chips out. I'm still not sure that this is going to work out. In the sense that... What were we... Were you all just speed? You didn't get any extra productivity. I guess because you're 100% productivity. If we're pushing a full red belt of stuff through here, then we might end up... Yeah, whatever, moving on. Vulcan still has a lot of stuff to just build. Okay. We run the blue chips in from this side instead. So we get a blue splitter here. We run some of these through here and the others into the build from the top. We then need to revert the direction of everything. This is the belt that the red chips go into, isn't it? Yes. And then we also need Roboport support, although we also might not have the common Roboports, but we might just upgrade these to... Oh, we were already building rare things, and the color of these ghosts suggests these are about to arrive, so it's fine. These ones too. So all of this should work. You guys have all got your modules. We are really just waiting on the engines, and also it means that these belts don't have to fall out the bottom, which is cool because we don't have a whole lot of space for it. We're also not making enough sulfur. That's fine. Do we need to upgrade these to bulk inserters? We might possibly have to. And then, yeah, we need 3 foundries in here. We need mostly pipe. I think we can still try and do this with 3 foundries, especially if we have rare foundries, and we do. And I think we're going to be fine for how much space we are trying to use. Like if we set this to be pipe from molten iron, which is what we want, how much are you kicking out? You're kicking out 9, and we have 12 assemblers that each need... we're still adding speed beacons to this to figure out how many we need, but we need on the order of 40 or 50, which I think is fine. Because you're going to get all the stuff. Okay, let's also make sure that we get a speed module in here as well. I don't even know if we're going to need to beacon this. Maybe that's a thing we can pay attention to later. But we can have one of these things. Oh, and also we said about 30, right? So all of that will actually fit on a blue belt. Are we making a blue belt of blue science instead of a red belt of blue science. That is actually a thing that I am okay with. Connect this fuel in. We do need to get the molten iron in here somehow, but we also have... Like, I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be taking all that much molten iron. You know, a couple of hundred at most. So I think we can just figure out which of these is iron, and it's literally the one we're looking at, and figure out which of these lines we'd like to take. And then just end up with... Oh wait, I was going to put a pump on this because I was not sure about... Yeah, okay, we're gonna... I did want this... Okay, there's going to be a pipe underneath that rail, and it's going to annoy me. There's going to be a pipe underneath this rail as well. Things that annoy me that are kind of, you know, whatever. Okay, fine. It was here, and then I wanted a pump, didn't I? Because I was not sure about the distances between these networks. But it's also just totally a thing we can manage, and I'm not worried about the throughput. One pump's worth of throughput will totally be able to manage this. Can we move this out the way so there's a bit more space through here? Maybe. Are we trying to get train stations through here later? Also, maybe. Okay, so we can have rare pipes. I don't want to be spending rare pipes here. Why do we even have rare pipes? So we can get pipes into this thing. We can then also somehow figure out how to get another 2 foundries just here. Can we probably just smash this in? Probably. We want steel casting, and we want gears casting, and I don't think I care if that's not the recipe selection. This one is the recipe selection. I don't think I care about the manner in which... Like, I don't think I care about productivity with either of these guys either. I think we have a molten iron connection here. I think we continue to just... yeah, we did... Yeah, you were going to go in there, which means the gears want to go on the inside of this belt, like so. Make sure all you guys get power. Lots of gears. We're not going to need 3 inserters there, are we? I would rather have 3 inserters on each of these things. Why did we not... Oh, because you need to turn. So, have we also just extended blue science? Because this is the thing we needed to do. This is... I believe we already have requests set up. Hey, human, you are already trying to move blue science from Vulcanus to Nauvis. So, amazing, we have succeeded in a thing. Some of the larger ships, like we haven't even looked up here, this... Are you manually... No, you're automatically doing a thing. Oh, wait. Is Human also still going back to Vulcanus? Yeah, you don't need to go to Vulcanus. Don't worry about it. Probably did not change anything. But yeah, I would like more ships of the Pierre class. Why are you stopped? Not enough thrust? Oh no, we do have... We don't have water? We have... Yeah, okay, so the requests on the belt are mildly problematic. Okay, let's get rid of... I thought there was a thing I was going to need to do differently with the combinators. I thought it was a problem of us sending the iron ore down to Gleba, except Gleba should have enough iron ore because we aren't actually doing anything about... Did you have Gleban science that has since spoiled? I don't believe you do, which is good. I would have felt bad about that. Yeah, it's because these guys are grabbing a whole pile of rocks at once, and so we probably want to pull back the requests of how much we're trying to store on a belt, because we're always getting more than this, because when we are looking for a particular thing, we don't collect 1 rock at a time, we collect as many as these guys can grab, which is like 10 or 20 at once. Actually, probably not that many, probably like 6 or 7. But if both of these guys are grabbing the same kind of rock when the same kind of filter goes off, then that could be a situation. Okay, great. we're making the blue science. It's going to Nauvis. We don't have these modules yet, but I kind of don't care. It's probably pretty fine. You guys are not getting the engines because we're not getting the steel through. Is this just a... Are you especially slow at making steel? Okay, if you are especially slow at making steel, then we are going to change around these recipes. First of all, take one of you and put like 2 of you there, and then change these recipes around. Feel pretty bad about the rest of this, because we're going to have to manage who gets what until we want to no longer see gears on one side of the belt. Sure, fine, great. And then more steel through here, please. And then, if you guys are making as little steel as this, do we actually want to beacon this instead? Yeah, we're just gonna, you know, have 2 beacons. It's gonna be fine. You guys that use silos get some extra beacons. Congratulations. The iron usage is still 64, 64, 60, 60. We are not concerned about that iron usage. We have a bunch of stuff in our inventory. We have all of this rare pipe. Is that stuff that turbines want? This all should... So the gears are only running when they're doing a thing. The beacons need power. This is also going to connect the builds to the top. This is still a mess. Oh yeah, and then other things we should address next time, because we're getting to episode length, I believe, is we are still requesting Foundation, which means that we are not quite at a point where we can drop this red chip's upgrade build over here, but yeah, it's real close, isn't it? We probably still have all the Foundation ingredients for that. We're actually low on tungsten, which is a problem that we should be solving locally if the science is running, which it kind of isn't. Okay, let's can we find something that... Oh yeah, we have. Here's a thing that uses the correct kind of science and also the Gleban science we've also just boosted. Let's add the next one in, which is also 64k. Okay, we're not doing that. Railgun speed looks like it's pretty good. Things we will use soon. Fine. Great. Enjoying that a lot. Yeah, other problems just to kind of nod at pretty quickly at the end of this episode. Yeah, all our silos are happy. Our science is happily moduled. The thing we don't have is a way to get the blue science from this hub where we do have all the space for it, and we don't have a way to get it onto the belt. And I don't think we solve that here. I think we've given ourselves... What are the timers on these things? We've got an hour. That means I think next episode, the first thing we do is this new Biolabs build, probably over here somewhere, and that's how we worry about getting all the colors of science in. And are we just running now? What is the 1.7? And yeah, those dips are where we have enough of everything else except the Gleban science, and we are in a special case of not being blocked by the red or blue because we happen to pick a technology to research that only required yellow military and Gleban science. So we could have been buffering red and green and blue in chests this whole time, and we have not. A little bit of a misplay. I don't think we've... Yeah, I still don't think we've... I think these are the numbers that I recognize of how much Gleban science has been spoiled for quite a while. And if we look at, I guess this is the last thing we're doing, if we go global statistics all merged and we find Gleban science, we probably made a decent amount. Where's my Gleban science? I was looking up for it on the left, and oh, maybe I need to go to maybe I need to be on Gleba for this. So probably narrow it down so it's going to be easy to find. All time, thanks. I wanted to find out how much Gleban science I've made ever, and that number is 360k, but this is merged over all qualities, but the theme being, on Nauvis, this is more or less, There's a bit of spoilage in here. There's also some bioflux in the spoilage. There's, you know, a couple thousand spoilage here. Not too much spoilage in any of these other Gleben science spoilage catches. You know, maybe 10,000, which out of 360,000 Gleben science made ever, and some of it's spoiled on Gleba too. I'm pretty happy that we have leveraged a large amount of this Gleben science directly into the labs and not let too much of it go to waste, which is great. Let's also check in with Pierre, because do you have Gleben science now? You still don't, but you are at least running again, and yeah, this is the belt, this is the power pole that is connected to the belt contents. So we are, I mean, actually, does this output, yeah, this output tells us that when we grabbed carbonic asteroid chunks, we grabbed 19 more than we needed. So that's kind of the, yeah, that's how things back up. It's going to be interesting. We're going to need, I think we just copy this ship because we have tweaked some of the settings when we do more things. Yeah, we have a lot more blue chips, which is fantastic because we were worried about being short on those. We aren't actually getting any of them through to the blue science, but never mind. But we are making more blue science. It's a thing. All of these inputs have backed up because we're waiting for the red chips, which might be a thing we fix next time. Yeah, a lot of progress, doing some things.